industry? What's happening? What should people know? What is it that we want to educate people about?
Well, we want to educate people on the laws as far as the new legislation that's coming through. We want to educate the community on bail bonding services as well, the pros and the cons.
Okay, well, share a little something with us.
Well, basically, there's the new legislation that has affected us as far as remissions are concerned, the time period in which you can get your money back with a bond is forfeited. And I think the legislation is not taking in consideration individuals like middle-class America that really don't use our services, that either put their own cash up or use their own property. And what's essentially happening is that they're getting caught in these laws, and I don't think that they know exactly what happens when they post their property for a bond or how to get the money back.
So how does it work? I always wanted to know that.
Are you talking about property bonds or are you talking about surety bonds?
Let's start with the property. Big Mama put her house up to get John out of jail.
Okay, so once she does that, she pledges her property to the courts, and if John doesn't go to court, she can lose her property. But there's some things that she can do in between time to help her get to get relief from the bill in case he does forfeit. For example, within the first 90 days, she can do a petition for an extension, which gives you another time period before you actually will lose the property. As long as you get it in a timely manner, then they'll give you another 90 days, or a total of 180 days before you actually have to pay. And this works for surety bonds as well as property bonds. And essentially what's happening now is the new legislation is that if you don't do certain things within that time period, you don't have the possibility to get your money back now. It used to be 10 years, but now it's 2, based on making sure that all your paperwork is in order. And the average person, average mom and pop who has to get their kids out are not aware of all of this. And so therefore, if something goes wrong, they're subject to losing their property.
Donnie, I think the impetus...
You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah,
I see you just jumped in.
This is John Carden. I am a state delegate from the 11th District and running for Attorney General. Donnie, you and I have known each other for years, and I love your show, and I love that you are not afraid to bring out important issues, and it's great to see a sponsor here for your show that deals in issues like bail bonds. Actually, I think that the impetus behind the show was controversy in the bail bond industry, with the big boys and the little boys fighting it out between each other, and who can help make sure that they secure their financial future. And what came out was some legislation that actually could really hurt middle-class people who don't understand the changes in the law.
That's absolutely correct.
So what do we do?
Well, we need to educate people. We need to...
Is that happening?
It's not happening at all. And also, it's not happening on the surety agent side, because a lot of our agents aren't trained on the new laws. Like, I teach the course as well. And the only part that's pertaining to the bail bonding issue or how to do a bond, it's like a small law section. So therefore, our agents aren't being trained. There's certain agents out there that are being trained, but there's certain agents out there.
What do you mean?
Well, there's certain agents and companies that have access to information that other agents don't have, as
Stop.
Okay.
I don't understand that.
Okay, what I'm saying is this.
Like when taxes come down, everybody has to file.
Correct.
You know, everybody gets a bill.
Correct.
So why isn't the same being applied to the bail bond industry?
Because it's the educational process. It's like the agents are licensed in property and casualty, but they want to do a part of the insurance, which is surety bonds. And
is that bail?
That's bail. Okay, and when they do the surety bonds, when these new laws come into effect, there's no, unless you do your continuing education, there's no real continuing ed courses out there to even keep them updated on the laws.
And the people who lose out, Donnie, are the folks that are applying for these bonds, because if the agents or the folks who are trying to give them the surety bonds and negotiate them don't have that information to explain to them. It's the folks that wind up losing their property, losing their money, that are the ones that are going to be affected, not the bail bonds.
Okay, now the Maryland Insurance Commission, they're in charge, right?
Correct.
Well, yeah, they're the regulatory agency.
Aren't they responsible for getting the new information out to these insurance salespeople?
Well, the expert here will probably correct me if I'm wrong, but the truth of the matter is that, you need to have an enforcement mechanism for the agency, for the Maryland Insurance Administration, to go out and make sure that these people are disclosing all the new information about the new legislation. And it would
see what's really troubling to me is that, okay, the majority of the people in prison are black.
How did I know that was going to be coming out?
The bail bond industry is dealing with a lot of black people. So not only is John getting locked up, but now John's relative is losing their house.
That's right.
That's correct.
And
I'm not feeling this. And we're talking about war in Syria. This is a 911 in my community.
Well,
this is something that deserves immediate attention. I'm not concerned about Syria. Gas, poison, my people are dying every day. I don't know if anybody else sees it. 481-1010, Dewana, don't go nowhere. But something is fundamentally